Cool. So it's time for that joke now, right?
It's time for
No,
that joke.
wait,
The
hold
bad
on.
joke. No, it's no. We're already broadcasting. No joke time. Uh,
I will save my dad joke for a bit later then.
yes. Tweet sent out. Hello and good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Friday edition of Bean Streaming, a series where my friend Cobus and I built some tech relatively early in the morning, if you can call 11 a.m. early in the morning. We spend our time on these streams trying to build something, trying to talk to you, our community, the folks, the developers out there, and for the last couple of streams, we've been focusing a lot on infrastructure as code, and we've been doing a lot of CDK stuff. We actually saw CDK Terraform last time. When was it? On Monday, yes. So today we kind of plan to continue our original thing that we were doing when we started this. We initially started building this fully fledged, well-architected application that has a proper pipeline, was running on containers, and we built it all. We're still trying to build it all using AWS Cloud Development Kit or CDK. That's still in progress, and we're going to kind of continue today on that a bit. I think the last time we left off was some DNS stuff because it's always DNS. And but before that, to introduce ourselves, Cobus, who are you?
I am not Darko, in case you were wondering. Yes. So for those of you that haven't joined the session before, my name is Chris Bernard, and I am based out of Cape Town in the southern hemisphere. So we are supposed to be having winter, but today is one of those fun days again. It's going to be 20 degrees, and it's the middle of winter for us. Yes. I am a developer advocate like Darko on the same team, and I'm responsible for the community in sub-Saharan Africa.
My name is Darko, or it's also called not Cobus. I'm a developer advocate as well as Cobus. I'm based in Berlin, Germany, where we have summer, and today is proper summer. 36 degrees in Berlin today. I have my fan right behind me trying to cool me off. And yeah, I basically do the same thing as Cobus does, but I cover Central Eastern Europe region plus Russia CIS. So with that out of the way, and I guess we can kind of get started. Oh, yes. My manners. And yes. Mr. Sidekick.
Yes.
Mr. Sidekick is Cobus's lovely monitor stand that has a constant smirk on his face, where he is just, hey, welcoming everybody who joins the stream. So, yeah.
And also, if since I released my first YouTube video yesterday on Terraform, actually, if you wait right till the end, you'll see Mr. Sidekick make an appearance there as well, as he will in all future videos. He's in the video right at the end.
Well, that just makes it.
I'm hurt. Darko, I'm hurt. It means you didn't watch my video to the end.
No, I just came through it. I suck.
Wow. That doesn't make me feel, loved.
Does it count if I play it in the background?
No, I think there's a very easy solution to this. This is not going to work anymore. Okay, cool. So from now on, it's no longer Darko. He's not allowed on the stream anymore.
No. Come on. I woke up for this.
Wow. Cool.
Wow.
Okay. So,
Cobus, you introduced the audience to everything we've done last time, if you can recall.
Yes.
And I'm going to pull out my laptop because my laptop is still charging. So.
Cool, no worries. So not last time, last time, because last time we played with Terraform CDK. It was on Friday a week ago, and we were trying to add an SSL certificate with a custom domain to the container that we had deployed. So let me quickly bring up where we were. Share screen. Sorry, I literally have to dodge around my mic to be able to see where I'm clicking. Let's do actually. App window, this one. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to look directly at everybody anymore. Let's do that. We're going to have a quick little inception.
Cobus, I have a question for you. Because I know you were making changes to the Git repository. Where's the commit? Where's the push? How can I work now? Where's the second branch? I can't.
You can't, unfortunately. Let's add it to stream.
Good morning,
let's just
Dennis.
make that-
Hi, hello, and welcome to the stream. I hope you have a good Friday. Dennis is our colleague from AWS. If you are interested in a lot of German content or German-speaking content, do check out Dennis's channel, which is just that, the name there. Yes. So Dennis does a lot of streams on AWS. He does basically the same job as we do, but he covers the German region, or the DACH region, the German, Austria, and Switzerland region. So give that person a follow.
Okay, cool. So let us see where we are. Now, the first thing I actually want to double check, and this is I think where we got stuck last, is get remote show URL origin, because what is the command? Get URL, not show URL. Sorry. Get URL. Boom. And see, okay, so this is where we got stuck. Let me just put it at the top. I need to update this because I did an HTTPS checkout before. I had remember you added me as a collaborator a bit later, so let's just quickly fix that first. Get remote set URL origin get at that bit. Now I have to remember the syntax, but I'll fix it in a moment. I think it's. What else I need to remember? I need to put a colon in somewhere. Let's see if this works. Okay, cool. Get status. We have got some bits that are different. Cool. Get add all of these. Get commit. Adding.
I want it all here, Cobus. I want it to be on this laptop. It works.
I want
on
it
my
all.
laptop.
I see. Adding first attempt of SSL cert. Cool.
And you see, Cobus does the best practice here. He commits to the main branch, as everybody should. It's the equivalent of changing code on the server in production with Vim. Don't do that.
We all do that.
We all do that.
Okay, let me just use this. Cool. And now, what was that get amend? I always have to copy and paste that command. There we go. Because otherwise it's going to show up.
No, you have editor set to nano. So just set the editor command. You can do set export editor, all capitals, and just do Vim.
Export.
Or install nano. So
editor equals Vim like that.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's just do that quickly.
Oh,
you lied to me.
I lied to you. You can. Oh, sorry. So you have to. Maybe you can just do a message. So just do a -m and a message. -m. Yeah, and just hello.
Where's that message?
-m. You can do -m and then a message. Like a commit. Yeah.
Not -m4 message. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Fixing the author. Let's see what this looks like in the end. Cool. Okay.
Oh, we have somebody in the chat called AWS Hater. Hello, AWS Hater. I guess.
Hey. Doesn't appear to be a Git repository. Let me quickly go check that out. Give me a second.
Stream CDK infra.
I think it's just. Oh, what am I doing now? There we go. GitHub. Sorry, just on another screen quickly. And you've got that funny Darko.
Darko Meszaros. I've added you as a collaborator on that one, I believe.
Yeah.
You are.
But this is the one without the Z.
It's without the Z.
Yes.
Yes. I have multiple aliases, and I have to actually put all of my last names when I go to the US.
Okay, you know what this is? Why am I doing it this way? It's just my screen's hopping.
Screen hopping.
Yeah, I'm jumping between the different screens. So here, ooh, look at that. Who is that?
That's a gentleman.
Boom, boom, boom. This one.
You actually haven't responded to the invite, by the way.
Really?
According to my GitHub page, it says that I'm awaiting Cobus's response. So let me
confirm that then, because that obviously will be a problem.
Yes.
Okay, and you tab. Sorry, too many tabs. Boom, boom, boom. I am certain I said yes. We will find out in a moment. There we go. That's what I remembered. It's that colon that we have to fix. Where's my screen? Oh, wow. Look at the screen hop because I'm... okay, cool. Enough of the silliness. Super serious, please.
Yes, this is a super serious stream. We, as you can see...
Yes. No jokes. Cool. There
Also,
we go.
Mr. Davis Hater, we won't ban you. Don't worry. At least not on behalf of your name. So
cool. Okay. We are having issues. Let me see what's wrong. Can you quickly invite me again? Because I thought I'd accepted it. I see a notification. Yes, I have unread notifications. Oh, wait. Here we go. Accept invitation. I was certain I had done that. But okay. Apologies. Here we go. And look at that.
Access denied. Give me a second. Let me just figure this out.
I think I know what it is.
What?
I don't have any SSH keys on this instance. That is why.
Because I can see you are a collaborator. But okay, I mean we can leave this for the end. This is a very important part of what we're doing, is that you can have the ability to collaborate cross multiple developers, especially when developing an architecture as big as this. So proper code sourcing and doing a proper repository sharing, it's very important. So but I guess for now, for the sake of everybody else here, we can just kind of try to focus on what's happening here. So we are deploying it again. Okay.
Yes. So just to get everything up, to take a look at where we were. So while this is running in the background, let's take a look at the code here, because I remember leaving a couple of things here.
Okay.
Specifically, what I remember is, if we go up a little bit, let's just find SSL. There we go. Cool, SSL certificate. So remember, what we did is we did the DNS validation for this, but we still had this that we wanted to dig into. So because my gut feel tells me that this might be an abstraction around all of this fun that we're doing up here. In other words, creating the web listener, because what we did here is we have got this is the load balancer, normal HTTP list, and now we've got this.
Well, we need to create the HTTPS listener. So we basically need to create a new listener on the load balancer. Okay, we do. Okay, and the certificate CRT. I think that should work.
Yes, so that I think we got there last time, but what we didn't do was this part where we
application listener certificate.
No. Well, we're going to get to this one. I want to play with that today to see what that does. But what we still have to do is DNS.
Okay.
So I think while this is running, let's take a look at the docs. Yeah.
Just a fair point from Dennis here. What are we doing today? So this is actually have been a long-running series. So if you are first time here, you're still welcome to join. I mean, it's basically what we are doing. We are building an application that's running in a container. The application itself is not very important, but everything else around it is. So we're building a fully fledged AWS infrastructure for this, let's say, hypothetical AWS application running on containers. So we are using CDK to deploy a pipeline that was going to deploy this application, an ECS container, load balancers in front of it. So right now that we are doing is we're trying to fix SSL. We're trying to make SSL work for this. So we're doing it basically all from scratch. We want to keep on doing this. This is going to be like a continuing series where we keep on building on this by expanding what we do right now, including multiple accounts, including all the monitoring, all the best things everybody would like to have. So the goal of this is that even if we don't know everything, like none of this is prepared, we are basically slapping ourselves on the belly and trying to understand what we're going to try to do, and then just do that. Read the documentation and do that. So it's a very much of an ongoing effort. It's an exploratory look into various ways you can deploy infrastructure through CDK. So at the same time, we're trying to learn CDK a bit more and show you how you can do a lot of things in CDK in a proper, well-architected way. So it should definitely be interesting as we go along. So.
Cool. I'm doing a little bit of cleanup here because I know that we will be referencing this domain name a bit more. And
can you just please zoom in a bit on the font? Just one on the screen. Yes. Okay. So it's a bit bigger.
Okay. There we go. Cool. Okay, so what I was doing over there quickly is I was just extracting the domain name, which is one that I use for demos, buttonmonkey.coza. And because we're going to use it over here, and we are definitely going to use it when we start working with the DNS that we want to configure.
Okay.
Because what we have to do down here now is we have to actually add some DNS entries. So let's figure out how to do that quickly. CDK root 53 record. I'm fairly certain it is. Let's have a look over here. It's going to be a bit interesting because with the load balancers, you actually have to set up a CNAME, and there's normally a little bit of fun with the apex of the domain. So in other words, the without the www part. I remember having to do some things like that. Yeah. So we already have a zone. We don't have to instantiate that. Adding records.
You can choose on the left-hand side. You have a construct for CNAME.
There we go. That sounds like something we shouldn't use. Cool. So
there's no example here, but we can still look at the properties. So if you go up on the properties, we see that we need to define a domain name, a zone, a comment, and a record name. So
cool.
Okay.
Well, let's do that.
Yeah.
This will be. Let's just start with new root. Do I have that? R53, there we go.
Yeah.
Dot CNAME.
CNAME. Yeah.
Oh, lowercase. There we go.
Lowercase.
This, and we're probably going to give us our bean streaming LB. And now we do this, I believe.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm still getting used to all the keyboard shortcuts and things of Cloud9. Okay, cool. So what have we got first? We probably have the domain name. Yep, and that is our domain name.
It's not equals. It's not equals.
It's a colon. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we do have commas. What is the next bit that we needed?
Zone ID.
Zone ID and comment. Okay, or zone, not zone ID.
Zone, sorry.
Zone. Now, what are we going to need for that? So hosted zone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to
just take that. Yeah, that should be fine.
Yeah. R53 button monkey zone. And this will be one over here. Const R53. Will it pick it up? No. Button monkey zone is equal to that. Got that there. The reason we're extracting this for those that are following is because we're going to use it over here because we have to pass in the zone and not just the zone ID. And we need the zone down here again. So now what we can do is we can do this. And there was a comment which we are going to set redirect or main DNS for the LB. So let's do it like that. It seems to be happy with that. Cool. So our bean streaming completed. Let's just quickly confirm that it is actually running. Open that up in a new page. Pop it in there.
Okay.
Cool. So to note here is that we are running on port 80 and it's not secure. So let's just quickly see what happens if we HTTPS this and see if our listener is working, because that's the first step we have to check. Cool. Cert common name invalid. Let's see advanced. Here we go. Okay, so this is good news. This means that the certificate is installed because we can see over here that the certificate is for buttonmonkey.coza. Awesome. So now let's proceed. Because what we want to validate is, okay, so port 443 is working and it is serving traffic, but not. But it tells us that it's not the cert doesn't match, but it is using the certificate we want to, which is a great step forward. So now let's quickly do deploy again, because in theory, where did I save? In theory, it should now add that for us. Let's see. Because my understanding, obviously, it'll take a bit of time.
I think this will not work. I'm just looking at the documentation a bit more now. The domain name is actually not the name of the domain. It's the
gotcha.
It's not so basically because we're doubling down here. Domain name and zone are basically the same thing here, right? So
yes, there we go. We need that because we need. Oh, and also interesting. We're not pointing anywhere. We didn't give it the load balancer details.
No. So this is something I'm trying to figure out how this. I'm looking for an example on how this works.
Okay. No. I'm 100%. In how it works now. So domain is actually where it's pointing to. The zone is the root 53 zone we need to add it to, which is the buttonmonkey.coza zone.
Okay.
And then the comment and the record name are just additional descriptions. This record name, I must double check. So you're going to have a
yeah.
very big chuckle now quickly. The free record. I found that the documentation is awesome here usually. You'll see now. Cool. So zone ID name and records. Cool. So here we can see. So that's interesting. I would have expected so.
Yeah.
No, but the difference here, so the domain name is still, that still needs to be, for example, the full name like that, or just www. So in our case, that needs to be empty. So we've got that right. But the part that fascinates me is that the record name is optional. So you can create a value. Let me think about this quickly. Why is it optional? Because a CNAME always requires another record at least. So if I went to look at this now, what I would expect is that we would need to do, that's right, so it's an empty one. It's that one. And then also we would have to set this equal to the array. Is it an array? Nope, just the domain name. So it's a single entry. Interesting difference. And this needs to point to our.
I think a record is the record is actually the where it points, because a CNAME points to a record, right? No.
Yes. So this is what I'm thinking. This dot.
Yes.
And what is our? It's that DNS something.
DNS. Public. Try public.
Public.
No. So go down and look at the code. There's an output. If you go to the output.
Oh, of course.
Load balancer DNS name.
There we go. Cool. And let's just add a comment to keep it. Okay. So it broke. We're kind of fine with that. We don't mind too much. Kind of expected given what we just discussed. So let's. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna stop bouncing. Man, the streaming sometimes is hard. I've got so many things that I have to unlearn. The one being speak slower. I keep getting that. So please, if you feel that I speak too fast, just call me out on it in the chat, because I'm really struggling with that. The other one is look at the camera and make eye contact. And then also not bounce my knees, because I'm used to, when I'm thinking, my knee bounces. And guess what happens here on the wooden floor?
Yeah. So. Just to quickly answer a question from Puzue, can I call CDKs from API Gateway? Technically yes, but it's not what this should be for. CDK is a cloud development kit. It's basically a framework that will help you provision your infrastructure through generic programming languages like TypeScript in this case. Now, while you can wrap it up that you can actually call CDK from an API gateway by invoking a Lambda function or something like that, that will execute CDK. Absolutely, you can do that, but it's not the correct approach to this in this case.
Just for those interested, I think I did show this at the previous time, but if you click this little tick up here, it's a super useful thing to put the services that you're currently working with the most in here. So
it only works on your browser that you're currently using. If you go to a different browser, it's no longer there because it uses local cookies, I believe, or something like that.
Also interesting, it seems that this account that we're playing with, the new EC2 console is now the default.
Oh, interesting.
You can see the layout's a bit different.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Let's have a look in here quick. Bum ba bum 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 ba bum bum. This is also the new one. Let's see. We've got CNAME records. I don't see a CNAME yet. So let's see what's happening with our output. Whoa. Oh, I remember this. Okay. Apologies for this. I'm going to have to do this. Yes. Is that that's too small? Is that better?
Cobus, I think there's a different way to do it. Actually, like a lot of things
in
CDK, there's a different module for this. There's a Route 53-targets module that is actually used. It's actually used for custom domains. It basically creates alias records for. If you look at the overview, if you go to overview, you have the load balancer target. Yeah. So just click on the overview. You'll see examples there how to do like load balancers. It's very simple. So
this is awesome. So let us. Oh, and this is a different module as well.
Different modules. So we have to install the module, but we have to install the specific version. Make sure to install the same version. So edit your JSON file, the package.json.
Yeah.
And include the 156 version of that one. So.
Cool, that's it. And then it's npm install.
So a lot of times you will see that CDK, especially on a node, has separate modules for separate things. For example, in this case, the alias record target module is basically just for alias records. And aliases are a Route 53 DNS implementation of something. Or basically, it's a better way to do CNAMEs like this, because you have very shorter TTL, or actually you don't have to worry about TTL too much, but it's very dynamic. It's easy to point to native AWS resources such as CloudFront distributions, API gateways, and load balancers with this one. So there's ELBv2 load balancer, that one.
Yes.
What's wrong with your browser? Your browser doesn't show code blocks properly.
It doesn't? Maybe this page isn't right, because the other ones have been right.
No. When I say it doesn't show code blocks, it doesn't show code blocks like... See, like I have them on my screen.
Oh, okay. Well, this is just Chrome. There's nothing funny about this.
Okay.
We will look at that afterwards. Cool. Okay. So let's get down here as well. Where were we? Cool. So we were trying to do... There we go. Cool. So let's quickly just paste this and see what it looks like. Okay. Boom, boom. We have got our zone, which is that. Oh, I don't have to do named zones. Ah, that's interesting. So now...
Howdy, Mysticos.
Target. Howdy. Welcome back.
But it's not Route 53. It's a different. So they use Route 53 in this case as a module for Route 53 targets. So yes, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. Did I call it targets or targets? Sorry, targets. Cool. Right. New. Oh, and it also needs to be one of these. And oh, no, hold on. What is going? Oh, never mind. Me paying attention. Lack of. CNAME. Come now.
There's no CNAME here, I think. They don't have that. Is it? I think it's all A records. It's all A records.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Let's. Oh yes, that is what I vaguely remember. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Okay. Let's put that in there. Okay. Cool. So now we still have to do the target.
Target is from alias, and alias will be load balancer target.
And we grab our load balancer there. It's that.
Yeah.
And
why is it showing?
Where is alias? Oh, let's just quickly have a look over here. From alias, new alias.
I think alias is part of this one, so it's part of this module.
So why? How do we... That might be a typo then. Or it's not a typo, documentation issue. Because we need to be able to reference that in our import somewhere. Maybe... Nope, it's not there. Okay, so this is going to be a fun one. Let us quickly see. Oh, you know what? I'm going to take a stab at this.
I'm going to answer the question here from Panda Person TTV. There's a question here. Hi, does AWS plan to set up servers in Pakistan? When it comes to regional expansions, it's really up to... we're always looking into potential, places to expand into, right? So it's not... It's very difficult to commit to a specific region. Oh yes, that's going to happen unless it has been actually announced. But we are constantly looking for where our customers are growing. Where is there opportunities to introduce more regions and more resources? So hey, if enough people from Pakistan and if enough companies from Pakistan have a requirement for AWS services, I'm sure that at one point that's going to happen. But again, cannot confirm any of that. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the non-answer.
Cool. So what I'm getting a feeling here is I can see methods on or properties on the normal Route 53 that has alias target.
Okay.
Because remember how this works is with because it's a load balancer inside your AWS account. Even though it's a CNAME you effectively set up, you make use of a record, but with an alias.
Yes.
So it's a little bit different than normal. But so my feeling is either this alias target property or this alias target property. Why are there two?
Yeah, I don't know. Like looking at this record.
Because this kind of looks like what we want. So let us quickly see if I do something like that.
No, Cobus, I figured it out. So
Cool.
it's not Route 53 targets, it's Route 53 a record. That's fine. Just the target in this case is new Route 53 targets, a load balancer target. So target is Route 53, so R53, dot record target, dot from alias, capital R.
Yeah.
Record target, dot from alias.
Yeah.
New Route 53 or R53 targets.
Yeah.
R53 targets.
Targets. Yeah. Targets. Yeah. There we go.
Dot load balancer target, and then in the brackets just put the web LB.
Okay.
That's it. So remove the line below. And it's not new Route 53 targets, it's new R53, just R53. Line 144.
Okay. So I don't agree with you on that, because what we were looking for is we were busy looking here at creating new, where's a bump, not route 53. We were looking at route 53. Okay, so this is how we create the target, and then we hook the target up to the actual route 53 entry. Is that what we're doing?
Yes, but we're creating an A record right now from an alias. The target here is just that. So I'm looking here at the. It doesn't. This thing doesn't have any methods.
Gotcha.
This module has no methods, nothing, just classes. So.
Yep. New A record. There we go. This now makes sense. Okay, cool.
Yes,
I am
but
with
you have
you.
to specify this. You have to specify the zone in this case, because R53 button marking zone. You just need to put zone in front. Yeah.
Yep. We've got the zone, we've got the targets, and we don't have to specify. Wait, no, we'll have to specify the. What was it? It was the target zone.
Yeah.
To comment these out, we might need that again. Save it. Let's see.
Panda person, just to kind of add a comment to your question here. I know there are a lot of companies in Pakistan that are doing a lot of things. So the best way to approach this is basically that companies you are working for reach out directly to your AWS representatives with, hey, we would like to do more business with, if AWS would have more servers here, et cetera, et cetera. So helping us understand where it is, right, in a proper data-driven way, could bring this along. So. It's not easy expanding in a region, so you have to think about how big of a thing is that actually.
Yeah, no, in our case, if you take into account, we usually build the building that we host our data centers in. And remember, a region consists of 3 availability zones. One availability zone is 1 data center, so we're talking at least 3 data centers with network connectivity between them, etc. So it's quite a long process to get everything in place before we can start building even. And then once we start building, obviously, building does take time. I actually had a fun conversation like a few years ago with someone saying that if you think about building it, for those who've actually been part of any kind of construction project, they often run out over time, and sometimes by up to 50% over time, right?
Yeah.
And people seem to take that in their stride. It's like, builders are always late. That's just it. They always overestimate how long things will take or underestimate, etc. Right? We've been doing building for how many thousand years? Right. And people don't get upset. But if you're over with 10 or 20% on a software project that we've only been doing for like 15 years, then people get upset.
People get really upset with that. So it's very important when we do the region expansions. And I mean, I've been in Amazon for like almost 5 years now. And a bunch of regions came up since then. And it's always a massive effort. It's a mammoth effort from people building those regions out. So again, the way it's done, it's basically by the local, I would say community, but the local companies and everybody else using AWS in the region pushing for that, right? Requesting it, asking for it. And I appreciate your question here, because that's how you get it. that's how you influence this in the long run for it to happen. So, but I would love it if there was a proper region in every corner of the world. But it just takes effort and time for that to happen. Okay, so we will hopefully have a Route 53 domain by the end of this little green progress bar here. So fingers crossed.
Cool. I am just about ready to quickly get us for some self-promotion, so apologies for looking away.
That's fine.
We are now on another screen. And as Darko has taught me earlier this week, I need to check the links before I paste them, because I had actually made a typo. I couldn't get my own YouTube channel name correct yesterday. And let me just double check.
Don't type URLs.
Add banner, and boom, there we go. A little bit of additional promotion. So just for those who are curious, I literally started yesterday. It was my first video, and I don't want to spoil it, but about 24 plus 15, 39 minutes, the next Terraform video will release, even though I'm not quite happy with it, but I forced myself. I'm going to try and release videos very frequently now.
Yeah.
So yeah, go hit us up on those two YouTube channels. Also, while we are at it, this is actually taking quite a long time.
It's creating a Route 53 record set, so it might take a while. So
yeah, but does it confirm it? Let's see what's happening over here. There's validations. There's an A record.
Yeah, I don't see an alias.
You know what I might need to do just quickly, just to double check and make sure we are good. Amplify. I might need to quickly go.
But you're using that domain already, right?
I am, but it should. So here's a fun thing with Route 53. It's one of those services where it can easily overwrite, what do you call it, records. So what have we got over here? This is the one that we did, because if I look at the domain configuration over here, yes. So there's a good chance that what I'm about to do will break things. Because, so I'm just going to nuke this because we're not going to use this again. So let's delete this application. The reason is that with Route 53, like I said, when you add records, you can overwrite them if they exist. And this might now, by the time this one, because this also uses CloudFormation in the background, by the time it gets to the point where it deletes the DNS record for this, which is currently...
Can you zoom in, Cobus, a bit? Can you zoom in on the screen? It's a very small.
Yeah, sorry, let me do it over here quickly. So I'm just going to Route 53 again. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Hosted zones. So what might happen over here is if we look at my this domain that we are using and we look at where it's pointing, which is this A record. Okay, so this is now okay. I'm going to put money down that there's a high likelihood that this will fail. The reason is, like I said, Route 53 you're allowed to override records. So when that stack for the Amplify app that had an A record pointing at CloudFront for that static web place, when it gets to the delete part, it will probably delete this record. Because what happened now is that I had it up there, and now we ran the bean streaming stuff. It created the record. Bean streaming is now completed and working, but now this one's going to go delete it, and that might actually delete that record. So let's keep an eye on this. I've got a speculation it's going to do that. We can actually just go to CloudFormation to show people this, because this is actually a very interesting way to troubleshoot, because I've been caught by this once or twice, and I was so confused.
Yeah, so it's very important to understand that when doing DNS record names on our Route 53, especially in multiple different locations, make sure to use, don't reuse domain names, hopefully, or because they can overwrite each other. Route 53 doesn't care who makes the API call to do that. It's, it doesn't control it so.
Okay, so
just to answer a question from topswagcode, are there good sample stacks for AWS CDK with .NET Core for AspnetCore stack? I can only point you to this. It is a CDK workshop for CDK for .NET, so maybe that will help you out. To be honest, I have never had a chance to play with CDK for .NET, so I don't even know how it works, but there's a nice workshop on that. You can check it out. Maybe it will give you some good sample code. Again, I've been using like a TypeScript for this use case, because it was just most examples on TypeScript than any other language, so that's why I got to use it. So, but I can understand the frustration of missing good examples in your favorite language. So yeah, but check it out.
Cool. So I'm just quickly cleaning up a little bit here and adding some notes. So good news, people.
Oh, good news, everyone.
Yes, but not on the www. Just the button monkey one was working. There we go. And if you
Okay.
look here in the URL, connection is secure. Certificate. If I look at the certificate, ooh, that's very small. Oh, sorry, I can't make that box. Oh, that box is even displaying. Sorry, I can actually see the little box that says the Amazon root CA1, Amazon, and then buttonmonkey.co. So that's the chain for the certificate. So, good news. We are now running on HTTPS, which is great, except guess what happens when we do www?
Yeah. But we just created an Apex. We just created a blank domain, a headless domain, right? No, we didn't create.
Yeah. Yes. So now we're going to do the www. So, right now the question is, there are two ways to do this. One is we can simply add another DNS record. The other way is we can actually modify it to return a 301 permanently moved record as well.
Yep.
The reason why I'm interested to see how to do the 301, because we also need to add a HTTP to HTTPS redirect.
Yes.
So the reason this is important is, let's say you've got a website and you want to make sure that it runs over with a SSL certificate. Somebody can still go. Let me show you quickly. HTTP button monkey.co.za, and now, okay, so this is interesting. It redirected.
It didn't redirect me, so I tried it out myself. So I basically ran the URL, so just without HTTPS, and it got me to ButtonMonkey, just non-secure one. So it doesn't redirect.
Here we go. Yes. So here, what I've done in the console quickly is to confirm that. I ran a curl-i to see the headers as well, and specifically said HTTP. And what we can see over here is I get a 200 OK, so that confirms that. So yes, we still have to fix that. So let's see how we do that, because I saw something over here under the patterns when I was clicking around here, which is HTTPS redirect.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I have not tried that one out. Oh,
let's see what this is. So this is literally, I just saw it now when I open it, so I'm curious to see what it is.
Click on overview. Click on our overview. We'll get an example there.
Cool. Let's do that. HTTPS redirect. Cool. Cool. Okay.
There we go.
But this is from the... No, this is just a normal HTTP redirect. What we are looking for is a HTTP to HTTPS redirect.
Well, this is the new HTTPS redirect. If you see new HTTPS
yes, but this is directing you from foo.something to bar.
Oh, okay.
So you see, this is just from a direct. So this is useful. This is still useful, because what we want from this is what we want for... let's say we want to run on the Apex. Let me show you quickly. What we're going to do is, there we go, is we are going to go from, what did we call it? Domain name. So we are going to go from, actually no, we're going to, that's not where it gets messy. Okay, let me just do it by hand before we try and get fancy. Button monkey.co.za. Sorry, what you're starting to see now is me trying to retrain my typing at the moment on a new keyboard. So now I'm getting uncertain about these keys. Button monkey.co.za. Cool. Okay, so this will redirect www to the Apex again.
Right.
Now hosted zone, from hosted zone. This we don't have to do, because we can just go. We have got our R53. There we go. We've got our zone. Now, however, this is HTTP redirect, and that was that patterns one we have to do.
Correct.
So let us grab that quickly. I'm getting into CDK. See, I can slowly learn. It does take me a while. I know. I'm over 35 and everything is black magic.
Yeah, Mysticos mentions here S3 can redirect HTTP to HTTPS, correct? Only CloudFront. S3 by default doesn't support HTTPS, so you can only use CloudFront in front of S3 to do that. But we're not using any of that. We're actually hosting our application on containers and behind an application load balancer. So our HTTPS is actually on the load balancer itself. And in this case, we need to set up the redirect on the load balancer. We need to tell the load balancer any traffic incoming to HTTP, move it to HTTPS. So that's how we need to do it.
Yeah, so that's the one part that we're doing, and the other part is to make sure we can actually access it on both www as well as yeah. Cool. So this is going to be patterns. That should work. Cool. Over here, boom. I believe that's what it should be. And this. Cool. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Let's click the deploy button.
Okay.
Yeah, we really need music for the stream. I think we'll try and figure that out. Because I've been thinking about, the only issue is that with StreamYard, it normalizes the volume. So I've been thinking about using Mr. Sidekick to actually provide us with
but then it will just jump in and out as we are silent. It was going to make Mr. Sidekick very loud. So it's not the best thing in the world because there's no background music track here.
So I am very, very intrigued about what we are seeing over here. This is awesome.
Okay.
So because let's go firstly show before we jump into how it's changing. So let's show a certificate over here. So when we created our certificate, we only specified the one part of the domain. So come now, let's load. Boom, 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 boom. Sorry, I'm way down in South Africa, so the console will be slow.
Zoom in, Mr. Cobus.
Yes, cool.
Are you using a 4K screen?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes. So actually, wait, give me 1 second. Displays, arrangement, mirror. This should fix it. This is what I normally do when I do my recordings. Did it change at all?
No, it's still 4K.
Nope. Wait. Boom, boom, boom. There we go.
Okay.
It's a little bit better.
It's better.
But yeah, okay. It's at least readable. Cool. So let's break this down. What are we trying to do? We are trying to get both buttonmonkey.coza as well as www.buttonmonkey.coza onto the same screen, right?
Yes.
Or sorry, onto the same, being able to resolve it in the browser. But we only created a certificate that is allowed to use buttonmonkey.coza. Not www, which means we'll get a mismatch. Even with that, because remember that redirect happens over HTTPS. Because what happens is you'll make a request for www. You receive a 301 HTTP status code with a pointer to the new one, which is without the www. But that still needs to be a valid signed certificate for it. And we don't have it. So now what's happening in the background here, and I'm very happy to see this, is that, see, this is another problem.
Now you have to zoom out.
Yeah, out zoomer. Ooh, cool. Sorry. Give me 2 seconds. Where is my terminal? Dunk, 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 dunk. There we go. That looks readable. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Is this still readable-ish?
Yeah.
No, it's getting a bit small. Okay, cool. Let's just go. Is the columns are not going to be messed up because of what I did to the console. Sorry about that. But basically, actually, no. This is important. We need to see it properly. So what's happening now is it's actually doing something in the background with the creating that extra change to the certificate as well as a lambda for the redirect and some additional parts. So what are we seeing over here? Firstly, it's creating a service principal. So lambda is allowed to call something. So we're probably using a lambda in the background to do this redirect. And over here, you can see that lambda is allowed to interact with the certificates as well as Route 53.
So this is actually a Route 53 pattern, and when we say a pattern, it's a CDK pattern. A pattern includes multiple services to do one good thing. Yep. So it's HTTP redirect is not part of Route 53 by native, right? So this is actually being hodgepodged by a bunch of different services, but you don't have to worry about that because it does it all for you. So that's the beauty of patterns.
So that's the bit in the background that I didn't describe. So when you have to do that redirect, something has to build up that HTTP response that goes, hey, here's the response object, interpret it. And there's a lambda that does it in the background. I know normally with, if I'm running on containers, there's a couple of nice open source containers that literally all they do is say remap to HTTPS. You normally deploy that as well. Cool. We're still going to get to that part. This is only the Apex to or www to Apex redirect. Cool. Okay. This is getting a little bit fun. How much time have we got left?
We have half an hour.
About 40, half an hour to 40 minutes. Okay, cool. Yeah. So while this is running, so this will be interesting. So let's take a look here. What's happening with our certificates over here? Let's refresh this whole page. Because now what I'm expecting to see is, there we go. See what's happening over here. Plain and www. But when was this issued? Okay, but this is an old one. So this is requested at 28.5. So it's not this one. So we're not there yet. I would expect this one.
It's still provisioning, so it will take a while. So.
Yeah, okay. So let's have a look over here. What do we see happening? Because I'm curious. So obviously, behind the scenes, CDK uses CloudFormation. Well, not obviously, it does. Yeah. And we can... Sorry, it's one of those... it's also one of those, like I said at the beginning of the show, and I need to slow down as I'm saying it because I'm speaking too fast because I'm excited, is that I need to stop saying obvious because it makes people feel like there's something wrong with you. Because I personally, if somebody else tells me that, hey, you should know how to do that, it's obvious, I go like, well, I didn't know that, sorry.
Exactly.
So I'm trying to learn not to say obvious because I don't mean it. It's just a filler word that I use. What do we see over here? Resources. Okay, cool. It's saying, here we go. A redirect, redirect certificate request or resource. Oh, wow.
It's a custom resource. It's a custom resource. So it's using a Lambda function. So this is a resource that's not officially supported by CloudFormation nor CDK. So it's using a custom resource, which in essence is just a Lambda function that does a whole bunch of logic. So that's how we are going around this. Because sometimes you just have to do that. So...
Thank you, Terence. Yes, exactly that. Cool. Let's have a look here. So this will take a bit of time to finish. How will we entertain people while? Ooh, wow.
Let's discuss how are we gonna go after HTTP redirects. So this is one redirect. So there are usually two types of redirects you should do on a proper web application. That should be domain A to domain B, right? So if you want to do www to blank to headless or headless to www, that's something that usually people do. Another thing we need to do is we need to redirect HTTP to HTTPS because we don't want people accessing a non-secure version of our application. So it needs to be HTTPS, right? So the way we can do that now, the traditional way to do this is on the web server itself, right? Going to Apache or Nginx and creating a redirect or rewrite rule on the server itself. That's how I used to do it. That's how I did it in the past. But now there's much better ways to do it, especially because we are using an application load balancer in this case, which is something that's sitting in front of our containers. And mind you, our application is running in containers, so hence we don't want to dabble too much with Apache. We can tell our application load balancer, say, hey, we're gonna create a listener rule that listens on port 80, or we already have that, but we're gonna create an action instead of forwarding to the containers. We're going to say, hey, do not forward the containers, forward to a different listener. And that's how we're going to be doing it. So that's going to be an approach. There's a comment here by Mr. or Miss LostAlgorithm. Do you feel like this level of complexity is appropriate for a single redirect? So I agree. I fully agree. And even when I was in the old days doing this manually on a server by creating rewrites, I was always confused by the amount of things you need to do to create a simple redirect from one domain to another, or even from HTTP to HTTPS. So it's always baffling how much effort you need to put into something that seems so obvious. But the great thing about this, these 4 lines from below somewhere, these 5 lines of code basically do all of that for us when it comes to redirection from one website to another. And now you have to understand there's a lot more complexity in just redirections than just saying, hey, just hit this other domain. we need a HTTPS certificate for this other domain as well. So that's very important to kind of implement this. And if we would do this manually, again, you can do this all manually, but it will take much more effort for that. So, but I agree. Redirections and HTTP to HTTPS are just complex in its nature.
So I think basically I was at a talk once where the context was around microservices and all the complexity that they introduce. And the question was, do we need all of this complexity? Isn't it simpler to go back to the good old days, where we didn't have to deal with this with a monolith? And the answer is no, because software development has moved on. This is now effectively table stakes in terms of this is the base configuration. So could there be abstractions in, for example, CDK that does all of this for you with a single command? Definitely. Do not disagree on that. There might actually already be, and we just don't know how to use it.
Exactly.
It'll be very, very
trying to learn. We're trying to learn
Yes.
ourselves as well. And just so you know, Mr. LostAlgorithm, that it's just those 4 lines that do redirect of domains, HTTP domain redirections. But I don't think that this will do HTTP to HTTPS redirect. So that is something that I'm waiting to see if this will work. We might be surprised. Maybe this does all HTTPS redirects as well. But if not, there's an additional step we need to do is we need to add a listener, or actually add a listener rule to the load balancer, and that's also just a couple of lines of code. So it should be much simpler.
But what I want to see happen is I'm very, very curious to see what's going to happen, because I would expect us to do more work, because the reason for that is that from one domain to another, that's pure DNS. That's it's not pure DNS, because there's also a Lambda that needs to do that rewrite, because you need to send a HTTP 301 response with the appropriate body that points to that new thing. So you have to add some code. So it's adding that for us, but it's on the same port, so it doesn't have to fiddle with a listener. However, if we go up here and we looked at our code where we said here. So here we are adding a listen target that we send to our our container. We will have to do something over here to point it, for example, to that Lambda that does the redirect for us. So what does this fix for us? So
I've sent this link, right? This link here actually shows you how you do this manually. So this is not CDK. This is how you do manual HTTP to HTTPS redirection using application load balancers. Basically, it's a list. You have 2 listeners, one on port 80, one on port 443, and the target for port 80 is the other listener, and that's it. So
yes. So what I'm expecting now is, remember previously this did not work because it couldn't redirect. Or it was complaining about the certificate. No, it didn't work.
It's complaining about the certificate. Or no, it didn't work.
So it's still going. So this kind of makes sense. The reason being, if I go to our Route 53 configuration over here, let us quickly see if we have got a www record. Aha, we don't. See. We do. That's why it's not working, because that's still pointing to the old CloudFront.
For me, it works. I'm able to buttonmonkey.ca. So if I do buttonmonkey.ca, I get redirected to buttonmonkey.ca. So
cool. Okay. Recapping for those that have joined, because I see we've got a comment in the down there about what we're doing. So today's show, this is a continuation of a couple of previous shows that we've done. All of them are available on YouTube if you did want to go back. But what this is about is we are using the AWS CDK to build out a production-ready ECS cluster with a container running. So what we are doing is we want to get to the point where we can create our infrastructure using the CDK inside a CI/CD pipeline for this specific application. So there'll be 2 CDK projects when we are completely done. The one sets up the required infrastructure to make this project be able to stand itself up and run its own pipeline to actually deploy its own infrastructure. And then the actual one that provisions, for example, the additional resources in the cluster, in the ECS cluster, etc. We're still at the portion where we're just building out all the infrastructure in one CDK project before we split it into 2. And as we go along, we want to add best practices. So for today, what we're doing as a continuation of last Friday's episode is finishing off the SSL certificate with a custom domain as well as custom Route 53 records so that our DNS points to a domain that we control, which in our case is ButtonMonkey.
Yeah.
So where we are at the moment is we're now going through the complexity of dealing with redirects from www dot to the apex, which is without the W on both HTTP and HTTPS. And we also want to solve the problem if somebody hits the site on normal port 80 without the SSL certificate to automatically redirect them. So that's what we're busy figuring out. So what we're going to do is curl-i HTTP and see what this says.
I got a redirect. So yeah, I got a 301. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but see this makes sense. But do you see the X cache over there? This is still the old bit. So this is if I go here, because remember we had this. I just deleted the distribution from Amplify. And Amplify was hosting this as a static site behind CloudFront. So this needs to be deleted. Yes, delete.
Okay.
So now that's definitely not part of what we set up here. So I'm expecting this makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
And so the problem we did here is we use the domain that already exists. So all the domain names that already exist. So
yeah, that was already used.
Used.
So let's think about this. I would expect, so this is a redirect, but we don't have the base record yet.
We should have, no?
Yeah. Seems to 301 to HTTPS. Yes, we expect that because, So let's quickly show that. Just on the screen. Very good observation there. Sorry. Do I have a typo?
No, you deleted the record, Cobus. There's no dub record at all. So we didn't create a dub record.
Right. Apologies for me.
There is no such thing.
But see, now this is the thing. Shouldn't this HTTP engaging brain?
So cool. go to CloudFormation. See if CloudFormation created that record and you just manually deleted it. So
all services, CloudFormation. I'm already in CloudFormation. Sorry, I'm thinking CloudFront. Boom. Resources.
Cool. Okay, good. Let's find the Route 53 record set. There's a button monkey CoZA. There's a single. See, it created a redirect alias record. This one. And physical ID was this one. And it was
so where is that record? Where's that record?
Did you delete it? No.
Well, I deleted the one that was pointing to CloudFront. That's what bugs me. Let's just run it again.
Yeah.
It should be able to pick up the difference, right?
Yeah.
Cool. This is interesting. Quickly, sorry, UT Dude 1. So this show is a session where we build infrastructure from scratch. So we literally started off with an empty repository. And what we're doing is, as we go along, we are building out an ECS cluster. Now, ECS is Elastic Container Service, so it allows you to run a container. So what we did in the previous episodes is we got to a point where if we go to this URL, it loads, and what we can see that is that it says this is a simple PHP app running inside a container, running inside that ECS cluster for us.
Yes.
And this URL is not great because nobody's going to remember that. So what we did then is we added a custom domain. So we went and said, this is going to run in a domain that I own, which is buttonmonkey.co.za. So if I open this up, we can see that the same app is running over there because we've got the DNS configured correctly and we've got the SSL certificate configured and installed on our load balancer to be able to serve this. Now what we're trying to fix is, firstly, we want to be able to do www.buttonmonkey and load the page, which it doesn't work because there's no DNS record. And then also what we want to do is if I try and open this up with HTTP like that, now the browser will automatically promote it to HTTPS, which means it works because we can see that the certificate is, well, you can't see it over there, but you can see the little
lock button, lock
over
there.
Yeah. And if I go, but if I go like this and I say curl-i and I plonk in the HTTP version, the important part here is the HTTP 200 OK response. This is not correct. This has to be a 301, which is a permanently moved redirect response message that says this is permanently moved to https://buttonmonkey.co.za. That we have to add. Otherwise, what can happen is people can still redirect you to the insecure version, which means it's plain text of the internet, and then man in the middle intercept any information in there. So if we don't fix this on the server side, it means that somebody can still abuse and steal stuff from the site. Not that the site has anything interesting on it, but it's not best practice. So that is what we're trying to fix at the moment. So where we are at is that we don't have a www DNS record. So we first have to do that. And here we've got the certificates. Where do we do the... Sorry, I have to make this a little bit bigger. This is now the one downside to a 4K screen is if you're used to that. Cool. Okay, so we now have to do another one of these. Cool. And this one, the difference will be is we need to specify that, what's that target? Domain. Okay, now I can't remember what it is. Where's the documentation?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, this is big again. Sorry. We are in not the patterns module.
Route 53. Go to Route 53.
Yeah, sorry, my scrolling was a little bit confused there. Route 53, A record. Although, will this be A record?
Record name. It's going to be an A record. Yeah, it's an A record. Yeah. It's
okay,
alias.
cool.
alias.
Oh, there we go. Record name. There we go. Thank you, Darko. Darko can drive next time. He's much better at typing and driving than I am. And in this case, it'll be www. I believe this is how you specify it. Cool.
I hope so.
Well, let's see quickly. CDK deploy. Cool.
A lot of things we're doing here is just like, deploy and pray. So, which is there you go. There's another construct with name
Name.
Aha.
There we go. Variable names need to be unique. Cobus, pay attention.
Name your variables right, kids.
Yes.
Says a man who doesn't know how to name variables at all. So Jesus, I'm so bad.
Here's a fun one. And this is now taking things back years. So back when I was in high school, my computer science teacher told me about a person that worked with her when she was doing commercial work before becoming a computer science teacher. And the person was very, very paranoid about people stealing their code along with losing their job. So what they would do is they would do things like call variable names this, and then permutations of this. So this will be something like, let's say, some kind of string like that.
Okay.
And they would have different values of these, but specifically the true and the false one, they would do with lots of weird spelling and use them as Booleans to do logic checks. So you had, when you look at the thing, you would see something like, literally like if, remember this before, you could just do it like this is true or false is, things like that. And you couldn't read a false is equal to true. And you read that and you go like, I have no idea what this does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Jesus. Some people like to overcomplicate the things they do. So, but I guess, that's fine.
Cool. So UT2, this is to a certain extent for beginners to AWS CDK. But it does assume a little bit of knowledge about AWS in terms of the architecture blocks that we are using. We do, so here's a good one, is we do have a new show that we are running. We are actually doing, I'm doing a session next week on containers on the 26th. Give me a second to get you that URL, where we will be going through a lot of this from the basics in terms of the building blocks. So that'll be a good one to actually attend. Let's go to AWS. Let's just get it. Where are they? Let's see, maybe it's in this videos. Sorry, I'm just on another screen quickly grabbing it while we wait. Oh, gee, thanks, Darko.
What did I do?
So for those people, we have an internal program that we're launching, and it's called Developers Let's Code. Now, guess what some person, I'm not going to name any names, decided to call some of his YouTube videos. And guess who's breaking the SSO now? Because
I named my Let's Code before ever you thought you're going to call it Let's Code. I'm sorry.
Yes. So, yeah. So if I go now, Let's Code AWS. Oh, you saw that there for a... Where was it? Where does that pop up? Is that literally in the first few seconds? When do you have it?
No, it's my thumbnail. It's my thumbnail. So...
Oh, there. There you can see a little bit of it. Yeah.
There we go.
So thank you, Darko. Breaking. We're going to have to compete with that now. Thank you. Okay. CDK completed. Right. So now let us do our curl. HTTPS. There we go. This should work now. Can't resolve.
Yeah. DNS. So
yes. Learn DNS, kids.
Yeah, one of the things we are potentially doing wrong here is actually trying to demonstrate DNS live on stream, and you know how things with DNS work. When you try to work with DNS, you make a change and then just do something else, and then try it out. So yeah, it's
Okay, cool. There we can see.
there's
Let's
no
try
record.
again. Yes, there is no record. So this is where the problem comes in, because what we can do is we can do this, for example. So DNS tool things.
But is it created here? Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, it is properly created. It's okay. That's fine. We have these things. It just takes a while for this. Let's maybe I have a different. No, I don't. Drill.
Let's query the name server directly. So we can quickly. Sorry, my screen is. There we go. Okay, so this makes sense. So what we can see over here is that, guess what? Our domain server or domain name server knows about this record.
Good.
But if I query just in general, whatever upstream is, it does not.
Not yet. Yeah.
No.
It's already propagated a bit, says LostAlgorithm. So a bit, but not everywhere. So
Yes.
it takes a while. These are the things on DNS, and that's why usually DNS is handled outside of your main line of work. It's just somebody else handles DNS at a point. Now A records are good because we can change these A records later on in a quite fast manner, right? Sorry, not A records, alias records are quite faster to change. But you're using it's using a local DNS server on this.
Yes.
One, so.
Yes, because remember, this local DNS server that's not digging quite into the inner workings of EC2 instances is needed when you start playing with things like VPC endpoints.
Yes.
Because remember, then it needs to know to change the DNS record for you to not point to the external IP, but to the internal IP. So there's a reason for this. So we can come and actually muck around with this. I'm going to say no, not today. I do not feel like DNS issues for too long. So let's quickly...
No. It's a Friday. It's a Friday morning. You'll excuse us if we're gonna not muck around, but DNS issues. But let's. I mean, while this is happening, I guess we can do something else, right? We can maybe.
We can. Yes, we can do the call for the HTTP version. So what we want is, let me just quickly do that. We want this to return a 301 for us. So let's go see how we would do that. So let's let you Google for it.
I pasted the link. So
oh, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I pasted the link for how to do it manually on ALBs. So basically, it's two listeners. We have two listeners, and the target for one listener we have needs to be where's our listener? It needs to be the other listener. So.
Yep.
So this is ECS patterns. This is something else. That's not it. So ECS patterns are something that are used for just deploying ECS containers a lot fully. We're not doing that right now. So we're doing this manually. So yeah.
Let's see. I want to see what's in here. Okay. That bit. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. That's the other bit that was missing that I haven't mentioned now, I think, when we introduce our show. As Darko now touched on it, is like we are doing it the hard way.
Yes,
we are building up all the components one by one by one. This could actually be a 3 or 4 line endeavor.
Well, to an extent. So you can create a fully fledged Fargate service behind the load balancer with 5 lines by using the ECS pattern. That's fine, but it's not fun. So we want to do this relatively manually. So yeah, just to answer a question here, UT dude, where can you get the old videos to understand what's going on? Let me just paste you. Is it on Cloud Cobus? No, it's
no. That one is it's on unnamed channels as yet. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Can everybody please subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can give you a nice URL? We are going for the awesome name of Not Cobus, Not Darko.
Not Cobus. Let's find it. No. And to answer Stelly UK, that's actually a video of our colleague Marcia. She is, it's one of her videos. She has an amazing YouTube channel, so do check her out. Foobar Serverless is her YouTube channel. So, and for UT Dude 1, this is the channel where you can find the recordings of all the previous Bean streamings. So there's a bunch of videos there. You can check them all out if you want. And also smash the buttons, all the things.
Yes, please smash the registration buttons, because unlike Marcia with her 14 or 15,000 subscribers, we have 50.
50, yeah. I have 500
So-
followers. I'm an influencer.
Ooh.
I influence people.
Oh, no, you only influencer once you hit 1,000, I believe.
Oh, I gotta start doing ads for Raid Shadow Legends, right?
Yay! Thank you. I see the messages coming in. So at least
you go.
one person was listening to us. Thank you very much. Cool. So how are we doing this HTTP to HTTPS redirect? Let's think about it quickly because, yeah.
Let me show you a link so you can see. There's a solution, not CDK solution. There's a solution. So let me find you on the Slacks.
This is the I can't do this. I
So
can't do
there's
the Slacks on the
you need to
screen.
do so ports open through fine. You set up add targets here. Now the targets are not going to be the web app ECS service. It's going to be the other listener.
That's
Right.
interesting.
Yeah.
So where is that? Oh, you said it's.
On the Slacks.
You must realize this is very.
I don't know where to send this to you. Sorry.
Sorry, we've got too many screens.
Too many screens, too many computers, and too many screens.
Yes, there we go.
While you're doing that, Hawks 675, you're building an EKS cluster with autoscaling using Python CDK. Awesome. I want to get into Python CDK. I've been doing TypeScript CDK because, as I mentioned, a lot of the examples exist in TypeScript, but I really do want to get into Python. So that's something that's going to happen in the next couple of weeks for me. So it should be fun. See, this is the action redirect. So that's how we can approach it, basically.
Cool. So the good news is now we are going to dig back into the, what do we call those objects?
Elastic load balancing v2. Elastic load balancing v2.
Cool. Where's our docs? And just, there we go. Here we go. Actions. This looks like the one we want. Oh, what do we want to target? Interesting. Let's look at the target because that tickles. That'll just be the target group.
Yeah,
it's not that. Yeah, it's actions. You're right. Okay.
No, it's not actions. It's not actions. No. It's application listener. Go to application listener, and there is a method called add targets.
Oh wait, hold on. This is elastic load balancing v2. Yeah.
Yes.
Application
There's application listener. Yeah, and on the right hand side, you will find a method called add targets. Yes.
Yes, but if I go here, wait, where's that page? Add action for the default action.
Okay. So I mean, you can do the action. Okay, there's a method add action. That's fine.
So it makes me think that we want to use an action instead of a target because remember target is going to point it to target groups.
Okay.
So add action. Add application properties. Perform the given default. Okay. So let's see what this does. Add action. Cool. Boom. So we can leave the listener. Where's the, here we go, add target. So this is where we are going to, let me just do that quickly because we're not going to use that anymore. Now we're going to go add action. And, where did that go? Yes. So, sorry.
Now we need to create a new action. And if you do an action is a listener action. So, yeah. No. You're not creating a new. You're not instantiating a new object, so you don't have to do a construct. So add action is basically just you have to remove this as well. So you need to add a new action there, and the action is a listener action. So now I don't know what is a new action. How to do this? So it needs to be a new listener action. So dot listener action.
Sorry, this thing is now listener.
I don't think that exists. Wait.
No, they say I just can't spell. Listen action. There we go. And this is HTTP to HTTPS. I think this is what we're doing.
I don't know. So add action, ID, and props. No.
So it add action.
So ID is a string of what is the action, and then properties is add application action properties.
Okay.
I'm
So
sure that people.
let's.
Yeah. I'm sure that people who do TypeScript more than us are laughing right now that we are trying
Yes. By the way, and if anybody in the audience can point us in the right direction,
Yeah.
we are not above asking for help.
Exactly.
Because as you can see,
UT2, the code says the code looks cool, but I really can't understand. I'm sorry, maybe due to learning stage. That's fine. I mean, hey, if this can help you learn something, you're welcome. So let's.
okay. See the listener action class. So here we go. See the listener action class. This I think is where we need to be. Okay. New listener action methods. This is I think is where we're going. Forward to one more target groups. Redirect to a different URI. There we go. Cool. This and we don't have no examples. Okay, cool. Okay,
So
we're getting
there's basically listener add action. Then you give a string called some action, the name of the string, right? So and then on top of that you create an action, and the action is basically elbv2.listeneraction dot something, right? So
Yes.
and that something is something else. So here's the thing: you can remove the new. Let's empty the entire parentheses completely. So.
Cool.
So then give it a in quotes, give it a string, a name, like a HTTP redirect, whatever you want to call. Yeah.
Cool.
Then you comma, and then you do squiggly brackets, right?
Yeah.
And then this is where you define an action that you action column. No, not new, just action. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And column. Yeah. And then ELB. No, ELBv2. Yeah. Dot.
Yeah.
Listener action. Capital L. Listener action.
Yeah.
And then dot. Now we have to find which action. Is it a fixed response redirect? There we go. And now we have to figure out what is the. Let me try to find.
Yes, that's where I was, which was
yes.
Yeah. Sorry, we can look over here. Static redirect options. Okay.
Redirect
So,
options
you can-
are looking like this. Trying to see how redirect options are looking. So you can do basically. Trying to figure.
So we'll have to figure out the string over here, but it'll be something like this. Okay. I'm actually just going to Google for this quickly because there'll definitely be an example for it. Yeah, saying HTTP, HTTPS, redirect, CDK, listener action.
Can you hear somebody? Can you hear somebody outside
Yeah,
my
I
door?
can hear Look,
Okay.
doing something. Oh, let's see. Let's just quickly double check. Let's see over here. Listener, there we go.
Let me just close my door because otherwise it's going to be just too loud.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. Listener.add action, default action. This doesn't seem exactly... Nope, this isn't what we want. Nope. Okay, I see what this is. No, this is for... Okay, this is a redirect to do your authentication if you aren't authorized.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to the code over here. So, the URI consists of the following components. So, I have to do options.
Then you can just do the...
I just need to be able to see what I'm doing. Then I go, no. Maybe do I do this? Yes. Okay. There should be a URI. Does it pop it up? Come now. Autocomplete? No. Okay. Where's our documentation? Sorry, this is now very interesting to me. Okay, let's open up this in a new screen quickly. What does this interface look like? Cool. Interface I redirect options. Host, path, Permanent, yeah, we definitely want permanent as Boolean. Okay, so we
can do protocol and host, right? And that's it. So
yeah. So, but how do we specify that? What's the syntax? Because that's what's getting me over here. So this is that object. So we say new elbv2 dot
redirect options.
No.
Redirect options.
Redirect options. Sorry, this autocomplete is not working. Like that? No, that doesn't look right.
Well, maybe there is no interface like that, so you can just do. No, it's redirect options. Yeah, it's redirect options.
No,
it exists.
But where is redirect options a class? See, redirect options is not a class on ELBV2, so we've opened redirect.
It is a struct. It's a struct basically.
Okay.
But maybe you can just do, maybe instead of just doing a new, you don't have to instantiate a new one. You can just do.
Yes.
So looking at, I see an example here that looks like ELB listener redirect. Okay, then you. So here's the thing. Like open up those curly brackets. Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Once more. That's it. And then yeah, that's it basically. Yes.
Protocol, and this we specify HTTPS. Does it need to be a string? Maybe. Oh.
Like that, yeah.
And comma,
fine.
yeah.
And then the it's the path. Is it the path, or is it you do set a permanent, for example? You can do that, and then the host.
Yeah, permanent is true.
Permanent is Boolean, yeah. And then host is going to be just the host of the other. Now we need to define a host.
I don't want to define
we don't have to define a host. Yeah, we don't have to define a host. Okay, let's try to.
This should be it. Yeah, this should be it. I'm feeling good about this one. CDK deploy. We've got 3 minutes left, so
that's fine. Let's see if this works.
Yes, I'm super curious. I think this will solve the thing, and then we can check with Cole. This has been very interesting because it's one of those. This is what I enjoy with playing with new frameworks is that I know what to do. It's just like, how does this framework abstract that and actually configure that and set that up? And also, I think hopefully by the end, when we get to the point where we use the built-in, the built-in pattern, that people can appreciate all of the effort that went into building up those common patterns for us.
Got it. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. So, and I want to. I say this every time. So the reason why we are doing this is also we want to learn, but. When I started doing CDK, I found a ridiculous lack of example code available. So hopefully one day some of you decides I'm going to build a load balancer with HTTP redirects, and I'm going to basically just look for code and bam, some two bald guys did it, right? So hopefully this helps somebody else in the long run. So that's the whole point.
And I think also important, just remember here, developers and people at AWS, like myself and Darko, and also like the developers themselves that build these services, like the CDK, are normal people. We make the mistake of thinking, oh, this is obvious. Everybody will know how to do this. I mean, the documentation says it exactly. What's the issue? So this is, please, where we want your feedback. Tell us what isn't obvious and how it doesn't work and what breaks, like this.
HTTPS, it has to be capital letters, Cobus, apparently.
Okay, I won't shout into my microphone.
Shout.
That quickly.
Oh man, I need to get a better microphone arm. This one is.
I've seen some really nice ones.
The best one I've saw so far is the Rode one. It's like €75. So I'm really considering getting that one. This is like a $20 cheap one.
The setup that I've seen is that you combine that Rode arm and you don't mount it on your desk. You mount it to, you get yourself a 4-monitor desktop stand. So you've got your 2 screens or your 1 screen and the arm behind it.
Yeah.
And then what you do is have that arm come up either on the side or at the top and mount the boom onto that arm because then it floats like somewhere over here. So then your mic can easily hang like that. Which prevents you from like banging it the whole time because, I mean, just for those who are worried why I'm looking around the whole time, this is my Blue Yeti that's hiding here right in front of me. So every time when I do this, it's not because I'm, can't see on this. Well, I can't see on the screen literally.
when I want to type to the other computer because of the other keyboard, I have to go over my mic like this. So that's why I have to do it.
Cool.
Oh, sorry, dude. What did we did we answer your question?
Here we go. There's the question. So here's the question. You can do it with HTTP access inside the web server. The challenge is that assumes that, or that means that actually no, we cannot do it in there because communication from the load balancer to this container will always be on port 80. And if we put that redirect in, the request will die because it'll then tell the load balancer, please connect on port 443 for the container, which is not where we're serving the content from. The reason for this is that we are pushing all the extra responsibility of handling these redirects as well as the certificates, etc., out into our infrastructure. Yeah. We want our load balancer to be the termination point for SSL for us to make it simpler. Well, slightly simpler.
Also, I think we will have to get off the air soon because it's been an hour and a half already, unfortunately, and we have. I'm not sure if anything else is happening at this channel at the moment because here's the thing: like we are using the official database channel, and there are some other people who are using it as well. So we don't want to hog it all day. So we will most likely jump off once this finishes, or I'm not sure if we can wait that long.
Let me check. Give me a second. I am busy pulling up the calendar over here. I can apologize to Livio. Today is the 21st.
21st. Should be fine.
Ooh. I see a gap of 5.5 hours.
Okay, then we're fine. Then we're going to finish it.
Yes.
We're going to wait for this to finish, so...
Yes. So the benefit here is what I just confirmed. So because we share this channel and primarily people stream on it in the US time zones, and we are in EMEA for those who are who missed the start of the show. We have got a bit of time. I will obviously maybe have to apologize to
the organizers
running the channel, but I don't see an issue at the moment. On that note, quickly, today is Friday. Next week, we will still be streaming on both Monday and on Friday. However, we will not be streaming on the official AWS channel. So if you want to follow us, come to our personal channels, which we should have a banner for that. Do we have a banner for that?
We have the YouTube ones. So
yes,
you can follow us here. I have basically the same one for Twitch. It's the same RUP12 name. So make sure to go there on Monday and Friday. Next Monday and Friday, the official AWS channel is kind of occupied for some other things, so we will not be showing up there. So do check out there our own Twitch / YouTube channels. It's gonna be available on there, so you're welcome. We're gonna still be doing it. We're not gonna skip this. So yes, there we go. Do check it out. Come and join us for sure. Because hey, who wants to miss DNS troubleshooting? Also, SQL Heisenberg or Janan, hi. He asked that I add the video, the URLs from the chat into the video description later on YouTube. Absolutely, we will make sure to add those things.
Yeah, cool. So now the moment of truth. Dun, dun, dun.
Also, just to answer a quick question before you go, Kanir asks, is this just next week or in general? This is just next week. So next week we have those 2 days unfortunately taken away from us. So, but you can still find us on our own channel. And before there you go. Question: Are you going to do anything for beginners from UT Dude?
Yes. If you are in this time zone, next week at sorry, just mental calculations quickly. It is at 1 o'clock my time zone. So in 25 minutes from now, next week Wednesday, we will be doing the program is called Let's Code, and I'm doing a session on redirect, setting up security groups and accessing instances. So from next week Wednesday, every single Wednesday at 1 o'clock, whatever your time zone is, plus 25 minutes from now, there will be a session covering various topics. I unfortunately just closed the document, but off the top of my head, the first one will be on basic security for your account, like how to secure it, how to set up security group rules, how IAM policies and permissions work. The second one is on containers, etc. So we'll continue building on it. I will also put the link as well as details for that in the YouTube video for you.
Yeah, and I'm going to be doing a session on CDK. I don't know when. I think it's in the 2nd of September. 2nd of September is my session on CDK, an introduction to CDK. So if you're interested in CDK,
Once again, follow us on Twitter and LinkedIn.
Yeah.
That's where we publish all of this info.
I'll do 97. Cool. Good luck on the exam.
Ooh,
you can do it. You can do it.
Yes. So, like I said, drumroll, dun dun dun. Let's see if this works. So in theory, let's set what we're expecting. First, we should get a response header, a 301, and there should be a value. Actually, sorry, 302. 302 is permanently redirect, if I remember correctly, my codes, and it should say permanently redirected to HTTPS and buttonmonkey.coza. If we did our job, right? Are we ready? Let's see. Oh, it's 301.
Well, that's fine. We got to redirect.
Oh no, this isn't right.
We got a different. But you're doing no. It's fine. It's fine.
Right. No. Colon 80.
Oh, colon 80.
Yes.
So we need to change something. I know what you need to change. So the protocol is HTTPS colon 443.
Yes. Here we go. Like this.
Yes.
Colon.
No. Colon 443.
Yes. Okay. Cool. But now, just quickly to double check, what I'm also expecting is if we do add in the www over here, it should do the www version of it as well.
Right.
Because we're not mangling.
Yes. It works. It does it. It's fine. Just the 80 is the problem. So we just missed a property here on the listener add action thing. So perfect. This will work. Can you?
Yes.
Okay. We can deploy the change. So. What?
Yeah, I'm just. What I'm pondering is, isn't it worthwhile changing this to automatically redirect so we don't do a double redirect? Because sometimes you get that too many redirects issue. Because what will happen is if I go from www on 80, it's going to go to port 443 and then only to apex.443. So we're going to do double hop.
Okay. I don't get it. I don't understand what you're saying.
Oh, okay. I want to subscribe for YouTube. What
I've shared the link now, so
yes, what you can do there is also drop the Cloud Builders link, because we do a lot more as a team. We've got a YouTube channel as well, where we share single videos where we start off with specific things. For example, using specific services in AWS. What I suggest, UT Dude One, is that can you send a tweet where you mention myself and Darko directly, or a LinkedIn post, or whatever social media platform works for you. Then what we'll do is from there we'll respond to that with a link of the full list of things, because there's quite a lot of content available out there that you can use for this or use to learn.
Okay.
Getting back to this.
I don't understand what you're saying. So what kind of a double redirect? I see the only thing that I see here is that we are redirecting to 443 all the time, and that should be fine. So the host, actually the port in this case, needs to be defined as 443, right?
Yes. There we go.
So we have to define the port. So instead of just defining the, and that should be it. So if you go to the code again, instead of adding 443 to the protocol string, we need to add a property called port, and it's going to be 443,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Because to be honest, HTTPS doesn't have to be on 443, right? So it can be on any other port. So back to the documentation. So go to not documentation. Yes. So just add just change the protocol from HTTPS 443 to just HTTPS, and add a new property called port, and just add 443. Yeah.
And wait, now we have to do this. So I have to prettify this. No, it's fine. This probably is.
I think it's
probably a string.
Yeah.
This is my gut feel here. So let's just make this pretty. And now what I want to do as well is host.
Why?
Because we want to not do. Because otherwise we're going to go from www port 80 to www port 443 to non-www 443. So I want to get rid of the double hop. So the only thing I don't like is that we're hard coding this in here, but we can do that now. What doesn't like host? Oh,
host name. Host name.
No.
Host. Okay.
It's host. Dealing with host headers. Cool. This should now fix it. Okay, cool. We promise. Like every good developer, we're promising that this will fix all the bugs that you had.
Yes.
It's one of those fun things. I don't know how many years ago someone made the comment, and it's stuck with me for since then, that the easiest way to know that a developer isn't quite sure what's going on and is probably not giving you an accurate estimate is if they use two simple words.
Yeah.
It's going to be easy and it's going to be quick. If you hear those two words, you can almost be guaranteed that something's going to come up.
Let me share. I want to share one more link on the chat as well.
Cool.
So I'm not sure if I shared this already, but this is the channel of the colleague who's in the background.
Okay.
She's doing a lot of serverless things, so I'm sharing her channel as well. She is the big YouTube star of all of us, but make sure to check out her stuff as well. So.
Yeah, so sorry about that, UT dude. At the start of the show, I did quickly run over the fact that I'm really trying to learn to speak slower. English is my second language. I'm actually Afrikaans. So when we start speaking Afrikaans, is actually baie vinnig en jy gaan glad nie verstaan wat ek gaan sê wat aangaan nie, hoor. Dis 'n groot probleem. So it's very hard to follow, especially when I speak to my brothers. It's like even Afrikaans people often struggle to follow us. So I'm actively trying to concentrate on speak slower, don't bump your head, look at the camera. Oh, and don't make typing mistakes.
Yeah. None of our first languages are English. So I don't speak English as a first language as well. So we apologize for that to an extent. So we'll try to make our language better, our actually spoken language better. Did you deploy?
Yes. Yes, I did deploy it, completed successfully, and now let's set the expectation again. I'm expecting a 301 permanent redirect that points to HTTPS, but without the www, if things went well.
Okay.
Cool, let's see. Yes!
Good.
Awesome. Let's pop this in the browser and confirm. Oh, the browser does behave differently, so it doesn't really matter. But this should now...
Good.
Let's see where we end up. The URL itself is...
HTTPS. Good. We set this up. Excellent.
Right.
Bueno.
Yes. This is good. I'm happy now. Whoa, sorry, there's the inception. This is actually quite amusing. You can see literally what we see in StreamYard. Yeah, but yeah, that's cool. Right. Wrapping up for today. This was quite a fun one. I think we made quite a bit of good progress. Firstly, show notes. We should actually start show notes. It's something I saw in some of the podcasts I listen. We will be better next time, I promise.
Yeah. Here's the thing, like we want to do the repository we used here. We're gonna post a link later on to it. It's currently a mess. So once we push this all this code, I would like us to follow a common example of doing like a good README file in that entire that entire repository. I'll give you an example how I do it for my other set of streams, and that's the Terraform thing. I do like a really nice breakdown of each episode. It's kind of like, hey, this is what happened during my episode. This is what we did. And I want to do the same thing for this one. Now, this is not the repo of this current thing, because the repo for this is just a mess. So once Cobus and I make sure that this looks nice, and we're going to kind of break down what has been done and what has not been done, and introduce show notes for each of the episodes.
And that touches on the point of the show, which is often we get feedback from people saying that when we do demos, it's great to learn about how it works, but it doesn't teach people how to learn. Because when we build out a demo, trust me, it doesn't go perfectly like you can see the first time. We sit here scratching our head, trying to read the documentation, not knowing the syntax, and this is the point behind this show. We want to show people how we go about learning and building things, and then show them the polished version at the end so they can see both sides of it.
Correct. Cobus, I see a typo in your code. It wouldn't show up because it hadn't changed, but Route 53 zone ID has a ++ at the end.
Well, is that good?
Conir, you accidentally deleted libc. It's been a fun morning. Wow. Okay.
Wait. Someone had this as an interview question. Go Google interview question deleting libc. There was I read it. That's kind of where my knowledge of how exactly system calls and how you can redirect them work, because there are ways that they said that you can relink it to a different binary and do things. There are ways around it. But it was actually an interview question.
Wow.
Let me see quickly. I've deleted libc interview. Sorry, Wilkes. This was fun. It was fascinating. There we go. I think this one.
No, it's not. It's
no, it's
just general.
I saw it on Twitter, but yeah. There we go. There's this one. I think Yeah, I'll see if I can find that for you. But it was so much fun because people came out of the woodwork saying, "Well, here's another way to do it," and it's like you go like, "It works like that."
There's always another way to do it. So that's
Yeah. There are some people that are really a lot smarter and know a lot more about how Linux operates than I do. So that's fine. Okay, sorry. I know I got excited there and sidetracked. Squirrel.
Cool. Yeah. Excellent. So I guess we're going to be wrapping this up right now. As you can see, so just kind of wrap up what we did today. We've continued to build on our application. We added some new additional few things to our application. And those few things are, we actually set up a proper domain name, right, with a certificate. We also set up redirects from HTTP to HTTPS. And we also set up redirects from www.domainname to headless or nothing on the domain name. So it took an hour and a half apparently because we didn't know how to do it in CDK, but it was a fun thing to just, with a couple of lines of code, we've done all of that work, and we didn't even have to like do htaccess files and whatever on the server. So this works on containers amazingly. So perfect. Cool. We're gonna be uploading this later on to GitHub once we make this nice. Promise. Once Cobus uploads this thing to my GitHub page, I think we're gonna actually push it to a different GitHub page, but it's fine. We'll make it work. Yep. It's not gonna be the same URL as before. So I'll make to share this. So follow us on the Twitters, LinkedIn's, and YouTube's and whatever. So cool. So I guess we can end it slowly here. Thank you everybody for being a part of this. We will be seeing you next Monday, or actually on Monday, but not on this, not /AWS, not Twitch TV /AWS. So if you want to join us, check out our Twitch channels below. So we're going to be only for next week. We're going to be exclusively on those channels because, how do you call it? Calendar issues. So make sure to follow us. Follow us there as well, and we'll link the Git repository in the video later on and on the social medias as well. So make sure to check it out. Yeah, cool. Thank you very much. I wish you all a nice day. I will be ending the stream right now. Bye bye.